Coach, thanks for giving us a little bit of your time. Can you just give us some opening comments, and then we'll open up for questions with Nick?
Yeah, obviously, just disappointed in the outcome. We coming in this game, we knew it was going to be a ground-out game. The way they played, a physical group, we wanted to control the ball. We wanted to be good on third down. I thought we did that for the most part there. Try to own time possession, keep them off the field a little bit. We did not make enough plays in the first half. We had opportunity. I thought we had them on the ropes a little bit. We didn't make enough opportunities there to separate the score. Obviously, in the third quarter, they came out and made some adjustments. We took a little while to adjust offensively. They made some adjustments defensively, and we gave up some plays there from a defensive standpoint. And I thought we did some good things overall. In general, was all three. But we needed to make some more plays. I thought some drops on offense really hurt us. We had some chances at big plays that could, again, extend the score, and we missed. We dropped some passes that were brutal, and then I thought we had some penalties that just gave them some plays there to help extend some drives that really hurt us there in the second half. And so just disappointed because there wasn't a time there you didn't feel like you had control of the game, and then they came back, and then we come and score, and we had some opportunities. Frustrated.
The last drive where they score quickly there, just bad execution from the corners. You guys are a man there, correct?
I think I'd have to look. Two of them we were, and they made good throws and good catches. Two of them it looked like we were in some type of maybe off man or a soft zone. I missed two tackles. I mean, you miss two tackles. In those situations, you gotta get guys down and keep them in front of you. But would they go 4 plays there and score 4 plays? 70, 60 something, 70 yards. And so I mean, that was the frustrating thing. I waffled back and forth going for it on 4th and 1 there. I waffled back and forth. Defensive played well. They needed a field goal. They had no timeouts. We had some timeouts, and so hindsight's 20/20 there. Hindsight's 20/20.
Did you consider? Even though they're up against it, did you consider calling a timeout on that drive just to try to stop the momentum or anything like that?
At that point, what I was thinking is now they're already in field goal range. We need to save our timeouts in case we get the ball back, is what I was thinking from that standpoint. That was my mindset of that. After the 2 plays, they're already in field goal range. So I was thinking, all right, we need to maybe save our timeout. Hopefully we get a stop, get some stops, and I can use some timeouts there to hopefully, if they in field goal, set up a chance to at least get the ball back.
What's your message to your team right now? I don't know if you can really convey it at the moment. Maybe that comes tomorrow. I don't know. But how do you start to try to turn this and just move on to the next one?
Well, it's hard because you had obviously there was a pathway for us to get back to the championship game, which is what we wanted to do. And you had opportunities to take it, but you get what you deserve, and we didn't deserve to win by the things that we didn't do, catching the ball in key situations or not covering the guys in key situations, and so there's that goal is now sort of gone, obviously, unless something miraculous happens. But we still want to obviously get to a bowl game and have an opportunity to win a bowl game, and so those are still out there. So there's a lot for this university. It's important to me to play for. But it'll hurt tonight. It'll hurt, and because especially for our seniors that wanted the opportunity to play for that, it's going to be tough for them. But men of character, they pick themselves back up and they keep fighting. That's what they should do. That's what men of character do. And if you care about each other, you just keep focused on the process of finding ways to get better, and that's what we'll have to do.
On the 4th and 1 there with the offense, and you had the false start. Was it just trying to drive them off sides, or were you?
It was trying to draw off sides. They're going to take a timeout, sort of see how they lined up. And again, I was waffling back and forth. Obviously, the penalty took that away, but just trying to see how they lined up to that formation, a quarterback sneak. We're just going to try to jump off sides, or somebody moved, and so that took away that opportunity there. So that was, but I did think about it. But I felt like, defense had played pretty solid for the most part all game. Obviously, I didn't, know they'd go down the field that quickly. Might have changed my mind.
The offense scored quickly to start the game. I think it was 8 plays. But then for about 3 quarters, couldn't get much going. What do you think went wrong during that time?
Well, I think they're pretty good, and they make you have to execute quite a bit. And if you go back, I think we had the second drive, we're driving, and I think we tried to reverse and lost a bunch of yards. So, this game's about patience versus a good team like that. I think we're on the plus side of the field there. 2 drives in a row, you maybe get points, and we went backwards. And then I think the next drive, I think there was, I think we moved a little bit, maybe had a drop or something. There were some things there, but they make you have to keep staying at it because those 3-yard runs can turn into a little bit more. They started to towards the end, and I think we maybe got away. I don't want to say got away from our game plan, but we had to be a little bit more sticking to the things that we wanted to do. But they're good. I mean, they're a good defense, and so. But I think one drive we had 2 drops on 3 out of the 3 plays that were first downs or big plays, and so anytime you have drops, we consider drops like turnovers. That stops all momentum, And I thought we had some opportunities to make some plays to continue to put us in position to score, and we didn't do that.
You had the drive where you scored pretty quick there right after they scored. It looked like you were kind of finding some stuff to the outside. Maybe they weren't setting the edge. Was that something you guys just kind of got to late, or was that something that?
I think it was something that we did a little earlier, and we just didn't come back to it quick enough. And once we did, and then we were able to set up some other things with it, which was good. But probably too late. Yeah, I mean, because it was. They were trying to answer it, and then you had something the other way. We just probably got a little bit too late to get into some of those things that we needed to get to. But also, when you have good plays, and we had some, you got to make them. I mean, you got to make them. We had some plays to make that would have opened up some more things, and when you miss them or don't make them, it puts you in a situation there. I think we had a 3rd down where we threw the ball maybe a little bit behind somebody, and the guy knocked it down. What could have been a first down in a big drive. We were close to positive territory there. So there's a lot of little plays throughout the game. But I thought we hit a low, obviously, there in the third quarter. I thought the first half we moved it consistently. We dropped it there in the third quarter. I'm trying to remember when the big drop was. We had a huge drop across the middle, or had a big play. I think that was the third quarter. Might have been second. It's running together, but that puts you behind the sticks, and it's against a good defense. It's tough.
Coach, you mentioned this is a good team, right? But obviously their transition from the FCS level to the FBS. You've had some success here at Liberty, but in general, dropping below 500 again this season. Do you feel like things are on the right track? Just kind of big picture right around here.
Well, I wouldn't classify it as right track. I would say I'm disappointed in our record. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think. You talk about third year. Yeah, we'd love to be better, but also it's almost like you start over every year with the way the portal is, right? And so that's the way I look at it. There's a lot of different challenges, but yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't think we're off the track as far as our culture and our program and what we're doing there. But we got to be better. Obviously, we got to be better. It's disappointing because I do think we're better, and that's me. I'm responsible for that. We got to find a way to be better in all areas. And so I wouldn't classify it completely there, but there's obviously some improvement we better make. You better make, and that's something that we talk about constantly. Yeah, from there. Anybody else?
I guess what you saw from Ethan Vasco today. I know he had the late interception, had to put a couple other ones in harm's way. What did you see from your quarterback? Just like you said, you moved the ball pretty well there in the first half.
Yeah, I thought early on he did well, and I thought first half. I think pretty good. He was putting the ball to the right people. There in the second half, I think the first drive we might have threw it right to somebody. He dropped it. Obviously, made a bad decision there. I thought in the third quarter, maybe we tried to do too much, or we didn't. They made some adjustments. We didn't adjust quick enough. But I thought he put us in position to win. Obviously, the play there at the end, I don't know the fumble. I've got to see that. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if I was watching the perimeter. Did we drop the ball?
It was he kind of ran before the snap actually got to him.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
And obviously that was not a very very good play. And so there's areas he knows he can improve on, and I'm sure. But the thing that he fights and he does everything he can to help our team win. And sometimes you just got to continue to make the best decisions possible. But I thought he overall, without watching the video, it looked like he pretty solid. Obviously, the last play being, we're trying to just get down the field and make a play. That happens, but I was pretty solid there.
In a game like this, how much does it come down to just the little things, and when the little things add up, against you the way they do, it turns into a loss.
It's the whole thing. I mean, that's it's all about those things. You know, when you have some runs, offensively, when you have a chance to get some big runs and you don't quite get to the linebacker, you know, we're able to watch the game, you know, on the sideline. You don't quite get to the linebacker where you need to. That run's a 4-yard run. It really could have been 8 or 10 or 12 or who knows. And so those little details of getting your guy and getting the proper leverage, all those things. It's against good teams, especially a good defensive team that make you earn it. You got to make sure you're doing those things consistently. And you know, every game they've been in, with the exception of one, it's been a grind them out like that because they're a big physical group. They do a good job. And so it's all about those things. You know, looking the ball in. You know, looking the ball in. And tucking it, you know, making sure you really, you know, look to catch it instead of trying to run, little things of that nature. They add up when you're playing good teams, and they also, when you maybe we're struggling offensively and defensively from the other standpoint, aligning right, making sure we're in the proper alignment, making sure that you got the proper leverage. Those little things add up if you don't do that consistently. And in tight games, they can catch you. And it caught us today.